From 5th to 12th grade, I went to a charter school, and while there we had to wear a dress code. We were told we had to wear a dress code because the way that you dress affects the way that you behave. And this is one of the main reasons that Mormons wear temple garments. Mormon garments, secret underwear, magic pajamas, or as they're properly called, the temple garments, are usually two-piece underwear that most Mormons wear. It's a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. Pretty standard underwear type deal. Nothing too spectacular about them. They're usually white, and they come in a variety of different fabrics. Well, there are many stories that circulate about how these protect from bullets and will protect you in a fire and from all sorts of different disasters. These are, for the most part, just myths, and unfortunately don't come in the contract of getting your garments. In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have different ordinances beginning with baptism and ending with celestial marriage. One of these is endowment in the temple, and the garment is very closely related with this ordinance. It is after that that a person will wear the garment under their normal clothing. After being endowed, a Mormon will, for the most part, wear these all the time. We take them off during like swimming, exercise, activities where it wouldn't be appropriate to wear them. But for most everyday activities, you'll wear them every day as a reminder of your covenants that you've made in the temple to God. One interesting fact, the cost of the garment actually changes in different places of the world. In more expensive economies like Europe and the US, one piece will usually be about $3, which is definitely more than a pair of Hanes, but probably not like designer quality stuff. And in places where the economy is less developed like Africa, they can be considerably cheaper, like 50 cents a piece or so. For all of you who desperately want me to take off my shirt and show you my underwear, not gonna happen. But the church has put out a video where they do show the temple garments. So I'll put a link to that in the description and at the end of this video. So if you really want to see what a white t-shirt looks like, you can click that. There are also special exceptions, like those in the military who can't wear white undergarments can buy sand-colored ones that they'll wear underneath instead. Now, just like almost every other religion, we also have special sacred ceremonial clothing that we use for worship. This is for the most part used in the temple, but the garment is a part of that. It is a very sacred piece of clothing to us. Again, if you're more curious about the temple clothing, link in the description and also at the end of this video. Now, the garment is supposed to remind us of our covenants that we've made in the temple, and it's a symbol of our relationship with God. And now to the fun part, finding the garments in the scriptures. The garment is representative of that garment that God gave to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, the coats of skin, if you will. The Hebrew word for those coats is katonet or katoneth or kathonet. Depending on your Hebrew dictionary, it can mean a robe, a coat, a garment, an undergarment, something that is worn next to the skin. There's a lot of different definitions for it. Now, there's a lot of Jewish stories and lore about these coats that will have to be for another video. It goes in around Noah and different biblical characters. It is really, really fascinating. But we're just gonna stick with the Bible today. The next time we come across these katonet is in Joseph, where his father gives him a coat of many colors. Many think this translation might not be the best, talking about a coat of many colors, but rather a flat coat or a long coat. Another time is when it's talking about the temple robes of the priests, and it brings in this word katonet. I'll put a link to this in the description, but the list goes over a lot of other ones. So we have priests that are wearing the katonet, the garment. We have princesses. We have kings who are being anointed to their kingship wearing it. It's something that's always related to power in the sense of priestly power or kingly power. And it is very clearly not gender specific, as it begins with both Adam and Eve and has princesses and queens just as much as it has kings and priests. In biblical times, there was only priests who held the priesthood, but in modern times, that has been extended to everybody. And in the same way, the garments, which was only a thing worn by the kings and the magistrates and the priests, is now something that is available to everybody who makes those covenants with God. If you have any more questions about the temple garment, let me know in the comments down there and I'll try to answer what I can. And I'll see you next week.